Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Broyans Farm. So I'm starting out today like I have the past couple days here in the berry patch, and I probably will continue to do this for about the next month as long as the berries do well. So hopefully, you like to see us harvesting those, and if not, definitely stay for the rest of the video because we're going to be doing a lot of new things like seeding red beets. I don't know if Dad said about seeding beans. I know he's planting sweet corn, all that kind of stuff. Another thing that I say every video, and hopefully you can see from the camera, the berries are absolutely loaded. We have now moved about, I don't know, maybe 100 yards from the end of the field where we've been picking the past couple days out to our scarecrow. The berries really haven't been picked here by us at all. Only a few pick your own customers have made it out this far just because they're so loaded. There really isn't reason for them to come this far. And so we want to get these picked off before the birds get them or before they go to waste just from the rain or rotting. And I don't think we're going to have any trouble, like I said, with the clusters of berries that are hanging on these things. And so really excited. I think it's just going to be me, Mom, and Dad out here this morning picking. We have, I think, 5 or 6 rows that are on fully. There's those two, these two, yep, and 2 more. And then the rest of the field is all a later variety, which will hopefully be coming on in about a week or so. And that's a good thing because we really aren't ready to pick those yet anyway. We got to get these berries off first. Sammy had to go work the pharmacy, so sadly she won't be with us today, but she will be tomorrow. All right, it's time to go pick. So we're just finishing up. I think once everybody brings theirs in, we're gonna have just over 100. All different varieties. You can see there's darker ones, there's lighter ones, there's bigger ones, there's smaller ones. And that's all variety change. Mom's just getting some stuff around for the farm market that she's running out of. I'm gonna do some watering and then hopefully get into the field to do some planting or something of that sort. I was supposed to be planting red beets and just helping Dad with some odd jobs, but Dad decided he wanted to get all the fields ready instead of just 1 or 2. And so we're not gonna get to planting anything really today besides actually dill, what I'm gonna be working on right now. And so at the end of the cabbage field, we left 4 rows. Well, 4 rows after the cabbage. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see how usually the field comes out to right here, and those rows stopped. And that's because right here is where we're gonna be planting our dill. I'm gonna first go through with this, I'm gonna call it a spade hoe, and make a little bit of a trench. And then I'm gonna go over it with, oh, I can't remember what this thing's called, but it's kind of like a spiky rake roller. I don't know what you wanna call it. And anyway, that's just gonna cover that seed back over and obviously help it to grow. And then I also have my seed here, which is just plain dill bouquet, untreated from Rup Seeds. And so we'll get started here in a second, but I wanted to show you the beans. that Dad got planted, I don't even know how long ago, probably about a week or so ago. They're coming up really good. I don't know exactly what kind he planted, but I'm gonna assume it's the green bush and the yellow bush bean. And these two rows go all the way out, or about 3/4 of the way to the blue shed, and then it's gonna finish off with peas. I can't really see what he's doing, but I think he's harrowing the field right now, getting ready for either plastic or peppers or something of that sort. So here we go. Dill is very finicky. If you go too deep, it just won't grow. I would say at most 2 inches. This reminds me a lot of digging the trench for the high tunnel for the drip line to lay in. And another thing that I forgot to mention is that in this row here, my dad went through with the corn planter and put fertilizer in the ground. And that's also gonna help speed up the process a little bit for growing. You don't want to go too heavy, but you also want to get enough in there. Oop, that was a lot. I don't know if you can see that in there. You can sure smell it. Hope I have enough seed. Just my luck, I got 3.5 rows done. Couldn't finish that other half, and I'm not going back to the house for a half a row. So I'm just gonna go through now and cover what I got done. I don't think I went too heavy. I also don't think I went too light. I think I did a pretty good job. I mean, sometimes it does look a little bit heavy, but also there's other spots that look a little bit light. This is probably the most simple part. You don't want to absolutely grind down into the ground. I'm only looking to cover that seed a little bit. So I'm just gonna run this back and forth. As long as the rocks don't get in my way. I know you guys, it seems like every single time I do any kind of work in the field, you guys always tell me I need a rock picker. And yes, that would be nice to have a rock picker. I think I would spend lots and lots of hours out here if I got one of those. But also, I don't know how much those things cost, but I'm gonna say they're at least 75 to 100 grand, and I don't have the money for that. So I'm just gonna deal with the rocks that I got. Also, I have so many rocks that I'm afraid if I got rid of them, I wouldn't have anything to plant into. So we're just gonna leave it be the way it is. We've always done absolutely awesome with our vegetables, or most of the time did awesome. And so the rocks have never really posed much of a problem unless we're up on like the point of a hill. That's the only time we've really ever seen a problem, and that's only when it's on a dry year. And obviously there just wasn't much dirt for the roots to suck water from. And so, yeah, that's just the way it is. That's probably the way it's always gonna be, or just about always gonna be. So, you know, it is what it is. I know you guys asked back when we were doing some planting in the greenhouses if you could direct sow things like beans, peas, dill into the ground, and you 100% can, and some people do. But there's also people who want to put that plant in the ground already started. They want a good running start, and so that's why we grow them in the greenhouses, as well as, you know, plant them out here in the field by seed. We just don't want to take that extra step. It's more work, more watering, more fertilizer to grow those plants in the greenhouse. And why do that extra steps when we can just do it right here in our field and, you know, save a bunch. But like I said before, the biggest thing if you're gonna direct seed into the ground is don't cover it too heavy, or it'll never come up through. Here's our sweet corn. This is the first patch. It's going on about a foot high. And I know you're thinking, wow, this is really weedy, but I'm 99% positive this is like Roundup ready corn or something of that sort. So probably in about a week or so, Dad's gonna come through and spray this, kill all the weeds, leaving the corn standing, which is very nice. And then right on the other side here is our second or maybe even third patch of sweet corn. And that's only up about 3 or 4 inches. But again, the stand looks awesome. And back to last year with that rain problem, I remember we were only having like a seed come up here and there and out there, just because we weren't getting that germination without having that water. Seems like time is just absolutely flying by. The garlic is just going crazy. The scapes are already coming out, which I was not expecting. So I would say in about a week or so here, we're gonna be coming through and cutting them off. What a scape does is basically produces a seed pod, which you don't want. So it's only sucking nutrients from that plant. And we gotta get it cut off. That way it puts more right into the bulb, making it grow bigger and stronger. I'm actually gonna pull one out here and see what it's looking like. I don't expect much, obviously, because it's very young yet. Oh, well, never mind. Maybe I can still get a hold of it. There we go. Alrighty. So that's what the garlic's looking like. Actually really nice. I wish there was something we could do about these weeds. In years past, we actually brought the push mower through and mowed on each side of them just to keep the weeds down, but it's getting a little bit too high for that even, so it might just be what it is. Just hopefully the garlic can suck up those nutrients before the weeds do, because, you know, that's what I really want to have it. Pop's down here, I think, working with his little garden he's got going on. I'm gonna show him the garlic that I got. It's funny that I told you guys I wasn't gonna be in the patch as much today and be getting a lot of other stuff done, because I was actually in the berry field more today than I was any other day so far yet this season. We picked 100 this morning, 100 quarts, took them out. They sold very well, sold out by like 1 o'clock, but we were busy in the greenhouses and came back out, got another 40 quarts by like 2, 3 o'clock. And who knows if they could be out of them by now, I don't really know. But now I'm up here again because we sold out of the strawberry slushies. We have a slushie machine out there. One half we sell blue raspberry, other one is, you know, our fresh homegrown strawberries. And now I gotta pick more berries for that, then I gotta go home, clean them, everything. And I actually am probably gonna show you the process of that as soon as Sammy gets out of the pharmacy and, you know, we start making that whole thing. Sammy and I just got out here to the farm market with the berries. I actually already cleaned a bunch of quarts. I had around 15 altogether. We're gonna start making our slushies. We're kind of doing it in just like a nice order. I'm sitting over here, taking the tops off of them. Then they'll come over here to the sink where Sammy is rinsing the berries off, just in case they have any kind of dirt or anything. They get brought over here to the blender. And now Sammy is working on the first batch of like 2 or 3 that we're gonna make. Okay, so step 1 of the whole strawberry surprise is gonna be acquiring your berries, whether it's bought-in, which I don't recommend. We use our homegrown fresh picked berries. They have a little bit of a white tip, but it's not that big of a deal because you're just gonna blend them up anyway. And I'll just go through and take all the tops off. I try not to waste any more of the berry than I need to, but I want to get that green stem off. So then the next step will be just rinsing them off a little bit. Obviously, because they're homegrown and they're from a field, they could have a little bit of mud or debris on them, and we don't want that in our slushy, smoothie, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so the first step of the ingredients is sugar. We're making a triple batch, so Sammy's gonna be using 5 cups. Perfect. Next is the lemon juice. And this is going to be 3/4 of a cup. Or just about. After that is going to be the honey, which is our own honey right here. And that's what we call the surprise. Hence the name Strawberry Surprise. And again, that's going to be 3/4 of a cup. Whoa. Now she's just kind of mixing everything together. That'll all get poured then right in the blender. And then the only ingredients left will be the strawberries, which is our own homegrown fresh picked berries, and water. Now if you wanted to make this at home ready to go, you could put ice, but ours is going to be going over here in our slushy maker. We've already got some in there. And then we'll put it on chill, or right now it's on chill. We'll put it on ice, which will make it slushy, like you see the blue raspberry here. Next we'll be adding 12 cups of water. So now the next step is taking our freshly washed berries and getting them into the blender. We're looking for 12 cups of berries altogether. And that's all that this blender will hold. Or is it even 12 cups?
No, it's 9.
9, geez. So we'll have to fill this and then fill it again. Well, fill part of it again. Get the pen. So you can see even after we filled it up, that only gave us 5 cups. So now she's gonna have to fill it again. And that's it. So the final step is pouring it into our slushy maker. I don't know if I can fill it up to that line.
Probably. Whoa.
Well, I hope that's okay. I don't know why it wouldn't be.
I think when it thickens, it's gonna get...
That's what I'm afraid of. Also, I might have trouble thickening. It looks nice though.
Oh yeah.